The Turkish lira is in the tank, the Argentine peso crashed to record lows, and the new Bolivar has left millions of Venezuelans with worthless paper in their pockets. There's a global currency crisis brewing, and Manila Chan is following the story, and she joins us now with more. Hi, Manila.
Hi, Natasha. So we've been hearing for weeks now how the Turkish lira has taken a dive since the latest spat with President Trump, but now other nations with not so great relations with the U.S. are also seeing their currencies take a hit as well. This week, the U.S. dollar was up another 4% over the Turkish lira, which overall has seen approximately a 40% depreciation since the start of 2018. And folks in Turkey and investors alike unloading their lira on news from Reuters, citing unnamed sources close to the matter, saying Turkey's central bank deputy governor Erkan Kilmici was getting ready to resign. Now, Turkish President Recep Erdogan has been notorious for pressuring the central bank against tightening monetary guidelines, so much so that he dubbed himself the enemy of interest rates. But as the majority of economists would tell you, keeping rates artificially low will ultimately hurt your economy, which is what we're seeing today in Turkey. So Erdogan's spat with Trump right now not making things better because Trump's influence is weakening emerging markets across the globe. Take, for example, Argentina. They are Latin America's third largest economy. They are teetering on the edge of default as they struggle to repay debts from heavy government borrowing. The Argentine government has reportedly asked the IMF to release a $50 billion loan to the government early, ahead of schedule, so they can avoid default. Now, the peso has taken a dive to 39 pesos to $1 US. That's 45% against the greenback since the year began. And now over to Turkey's point, Argentina has the world's highest interest rates, and that still isn't enough to significantly improve market sentiment there. And now also in Latin America, Venezuela, the Bolivar has seen a sudden devaluation of a whopping 95%, now driving a mass exodus to neighboring countries. Brazil even ordering troops to their border to stem the flow of economic migrants heading there. Venezuelans suffering from hyperinflation, massive food shortages, and skyrocketing crime. That while President Maduro insisting on doubling down on socialism, the very policies that have driven his once oil-rich nation to the state of turmoil that they're now in. And Venezuela's oil reserves, by the way, they rival Saudi Arabia's, yet their economy is expected to shrink another 10% before the year's end, if you can believe it. So, Natasha, while the U.S. has seen a steady uptick in our economic news here, allies and maybe some frenemies around the world are beginning to enter economic crisis mode.